Snow White isn't just a box office flop, it's Disney's biggest live-action disaster ever. But this failure? It's way bigger than one bad movie. This was the final showdown for the message in Hollywood. And audiences didn't just reject it, they obliterated it. Let's talk numbers, because the Snow White box office isn't just bad, it's embarrassing. Opening weekend? Already lowered expectations, and it still couldn't hit them. Second weekend? A brutal 70% drop, beaten by a forgettable, low-budget action flick nobody even heard of. As of this video, the worldwide total is sitting at around 145 million. Sounds decent, right? Not when the break-even point is somewhere near 700 million. Production reportedly cost 300 million after all the reshoots and post-production scrambling. Add another 100 million in marketing, and yes, even with that little 50 million UK tax break, this thing is still bleeding money. Snow White isn't just underperforming, it's a box office bomb of historic proportions. But here's the thing, this flop isn't just about the money. It's about audiences saying, we're done. Done with lazy rewrites of beloved classics that strip out the charm and replace it with clunky modern messaging. Done with fairy tales being hijacked by cringe-inducing feminist overtones that feel more like Twitter threads than timeless storytelling. Done with actors like Rachel Zegler turning press tours into political soapboxes, alienating fans before they even buy a ticket. And absolutely done with recycled stories that have zero creativity, zero emotional payoff, and zero respect for what made the originals special. Now here's the scary part. Even if Hollywood dials back the identity politics, we're not out of the woods yet. Because we might be leaving the woke era, only to enter the slop era. That's right, no more preachy scripts, but instead we get something arguably worse. Boring, bloated, soulless content. Lazy storytelling, generic characters, massive $300 million budgets poured into movies with the emotional depth of a soggy napkin. It's like studios forgot how to tell good stories altogether. And now they're just throwing money at screens hoping nostalgia alone will save them. Studios are throwing hundreds of millions at projects that feel like obligations, not passions. Here's just a taste for X-Maple. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, 2023. Once a beloved Marvel side franchise with charm and heart, this third entry is almost entirely green screen, bloated with multiverse jargon, and features a forgettable villain in MODOK. Audiences said it felt like an obligation to sit through, not a movie anyone enjoyed. The Marvels 2023. Despite being marketed as a fun team-up, it was riddled with reshoots, plot holes, and pacing issues. Disney even shuffled its release multiple times, a sign they knew it wasn't working. It barely cracked $200 million globally on a $275 million plus budget, including marketing. Ouch. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny 2023 bloated nostalgia cash grab. Budget soared over $300 million, and audiences weren't buying 80-year-old indie running from boulders again. Box office returns were flat, and fans felt it disrespected the original trilogy. Lightyear 2022. Pixar's attempt at a Buzz Lightyear origin story, without Tim Allen. Oddly mature themes, confusing messaging, and characters no one cared about. It didn't even break even, marking one of Pixar's biggest flops. Peter Pan and Wendy, 2023. Another remake no one asked for, with wooden acting and flat visuals. Lacked the whimsy and imagination of the original, and failed to justify its existence. Secret Invasion, 2023. Heavily marketed as a gritty, spy thriller Marvel show. But what we got was 6 episodes of filler, questionable writing decisions, and one of the worst reviewed finales in MCU history. And finally, The Little Mermaid, 2023. Visually murky underwater scenes, lifeless CGI animals, and a stretched-out runtime. Despite some strong performances, it's another example of a remake that felt like a checklist instead of a creative vision. These movies are just a few to name. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more commentary and updates, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is the real reason behind Disney's downfall? We'll be covering more of this story as it develops, so stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.